Hi everybody, this is Sunny from Sunny Side Up Journals, and today I'm going to do a flip through of my March 2022 portion of my journal. So this is this is all January through March, or it's January and February I should say, and then this portion right here is March. I think I did more pages in January and February, but I really like how my March pages turned out, so I'm excited to share those with you. The other thing I wanted to say was that although I had planned on trying to finish this journal by the end of this quarter, so by the end of March, I didn't, and I got to here, and that's okay. Maybe this will be a January through April journal, or maybe January through May. It doesn't super matter. I don't put pressure on myself to journal because to me, I think it should be like a bubble bath, you know, like going to the spa. Like it should be this totally relaxing, joyous, zero stress sort of thing. And I think that for me, I don't think this is for everyone, but for me, if I put pressure on myself to journal every day or every other day or fill every page, then it just becomes less fun. So I kind of took a little break from journaling in April, but I'm so excited to get right back into it. And I think flip throughs typically get me really excited about filling the next pages, seeing just how fun these pages are. So it's kind of like self-inspiration, if that makes sense, or like being inspired by your past and into your present. So anyway, I will go ahead and start. This is the first entry that I have from March, and it was my dad's birthday that we unfortunately didn't get to celebrate with him, but my mom sent me pictures, and it's my dad, who is so cute, with his favorite foods and celebrating, and we got to Zoom with him. And look how that page turned out. I also really like this very soft, muted, earthy toned spread here. This is actually this is a shopping bag that I got from Stumble and Relish, and it's like built directly into my journal. So anyway, I have this sort of vintage pink and green situation here. Excuse me. Then I have this brown paper, and I wrote on it with white ink, which looks really good. And then this is actually a foldy page, so it goes on. And then I journaled on the inside there. This page was really hard to use because it's dictionary, but I really like how I painted it, and then I wrote a message. This is an inside joke that I will not bother explaining. Salmon is boring. But it's like a funny thing that, an inside joke that I have with my family, and so I wrote that in. Ha ha. Now, March was my kids' spring break, and so there are a lot of pictures of my kids, and I did put little sticky notes on top of their faces, if, you know, to protect their identities. I didn't here because it's a really tiny photo. I got a new spinning wheel, everybody. I got this spinning wheel. It's an e-spinner, and I love it so much I had to take a picture of it and put it into my journal like it's one of my babies, right? I like how this page turned out. I was feeling kind of iffy about it because I decided to go with a really small font when I started writing, and then found that I didn't have much to say. But what I did was then I went back and I found some quotes that sort of fit the theme. I made the date sort of more prominent, and I think it went okay. I think I like the flow of it. This is more March journaling, little houses, little pieces of fodder. I decided to journal sideways or like diagonally on this one, which was kind of fun. Got a picture of flowers that I got from my husband. I got this tag here, which is fun. This is actually a from a snippet roll that I just clipped and then I folded over, and it makes a really, and then I just stapled it. Makes a nice tag. This is a gratitude list, which I think is fun to do when you don't have anything to journal about and you just want to reflect. I don't know about this page. I'm not sure what I was going for, but it was actually perfect for that day because I was just like sort of working through stuff, and so just put a couple of leading sentences there. I love this page because I am a purple lover, and it's just so, it is relaxing, isn't it? This is a piece of fodder that I watercolored and then I fussy cut, and it's thick because it's watercolor paper. Got a little paint on me. And I just love how that looks. More watercolory, more purple, and then just, you know, stack of donuts because this is from Loveland's Life. Love her printables. They're my favorites. And I had watercolored this sort of soft, like hill and clouds and a little path and some trees. And then I put this big tree on top of it, and I love how that turned out. This is actually, this watercolor was done on top of some swatching that I did of my Jelly Roll pens. You can see that I wrote Jelly Roll over and over in lots of different colors because I was swatching. That's a picture of yarn that I spun. This is some noodles from a noodle package. Made a little flap out of it because it had a window. I love this page. It's so rainbowy and so watery and pretty. I love that aesthetic so much. And this is jelly printed fodder, washi tape, some fancy paper. And this is where we get into spring break, I think. So a lot of pictures of my kids and fun dinners that we made. My husband made some really good huevos rancheros, so I had to take a picture of that and put that in. This is a little, this was perfect because I think I drew these ahead of time, these roots. Maybe there's even a video of it. It's been a while since I decorated those. But then I took a picture of my kids like in this sort of wooden fort, and it just worked perfectly. This you might recognize because this is a video screenshot. So I put that in there. Kind of fun. And this is on a paper bag, I believe, or maybe like some craft packing material. That's one of my pages. And the way that it takes watercolor is really cool. Everything just looks sort of muted, tamped down, which looks really nice in this earthy tone. I'm going to take a sip of coffee because my throat's a little dry. Okay, all right. So, thanks for that. This is a picture of my kids doing some artwork. I like to put a big piece of paper just down on the floor, tape it down a couple of places, and just give them markers and say, go, draw, do something creative. This is a picture of a little art note that I created following Tiffany of Little Art Notes. I forget her last name, so sorry. But she created this. If you do hashtag Little Art Notes, you can find a bunch of examples of these little notes that she's, encouraging people to make and then leave around in public spaces for people to find. I love it. So I have put a few of those out. This is a picture of my kids at the playground. I did cover his face on that one. Just tried to have a really relaxing spring break. Kids outside. So this is Tomoe River paper, which I know that a lot of people love. I like it because of two things. I love the way that my pen, whatever pen I'm using, but especially fountain pen, just glides across it. It's like ice skating across it. It's so buttery. Or like spreading melted butter on toast or something, like soft butter. The other thing I like about it is that it actually holds watercolor really well, surprisingly well. You would think that because it's so thin, it would just tear, the way that maybe some thin, like packing paper or something like that would tear, but this does not. It holds up. So I'm very pleased with it, and I like throwing that into my journals. More pictures of spring break. Kids got to pick out some books at the bookstore, and I love having newspaper in my journals, but it's really hard to like journal on top of them because there's already a lot of writing on it, and so I think I really like to just glue stuff on top of it. It just becomes a glue-on surface. I also really like this spread. I did something that I don't often do, which is round the corners of my pictures, and every time I do them I'm like, that looks so cute, let's remember to do that again, and then I will forget for another couple months. But I love how that turned out. Pictures of my kids walking through the woods. We went on a nature hike, and I just put everything here that just sort of looks very, you know, rainbowy and fun, but also nature-y, right? Got some mushrooms, got a leaf. Love it, love it, love it. Another page that I fell in love with. So this paper was plain. I just took a half sheet of jelly printed paper, glued that on top. I think you were there. I think there's a video of me doing this. And then I put this swatch here, and then I decided to journal on top of the swatch as opposed to here, and it just looks so nicely framed. Little picture of my little guy, my sweet little son. Oh, and this is a pocket. Something like a random chemistry card in there. Some movies that we watched, or this is a TV show that we're watching, some books that I'm listening to or reading, some movies that we watched, and then my star rating of each one. I'm not a professional movie reviewer, so like don't worry about it. I just put like my personal enjoyment of it. So other things, let's see. This is a picture of my hand spun socks that I knit. I spun the yarn myself, and then I knit those socks, and they're super comfy. Picture of my husband putting together some furniture. Yay, because I hate doing that. This is another dish that he made, ropa vieja, and then my spinning wheel again, because I love it. And then we are nearing the end of March. This is just some journaling. This is jelly printed paper. This is my watercolor paper. If you're interested in that video, you can find it on my channel of making watercolor collage papers. And this little cat is from a vintage children's book. And that, everybody, is March 2022. So I think I did pretty good. From here, a lot of pages and a lot of writing, a lot of memory keeping. Now I have a couple of major things that I want to journal about in April, and I've already started a little bit talking about it. Like a trip that I took. But yeah, all of these are empty pages, folks. Here's the other half of that brown bag. And then that's it. I'm gonna see if I can finish this by April. Again, it's not a race. I'm talking to myself. It's not a race. There's no due date, there's no deadline, there's no pressure. Just do what feels right when it comes to this journal. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that flip through. I hope that you were inspired to journal in your own journals, or get a journal, and that you don't put pressure on yourself. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I know that I just get a lot more fun and enjoyment and relaxation out of it when it's sort of a do what you feel like in the moment. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you get a chance to relax today. Take care, everybody.